Imagine discovering that much of the Vikings' quiet strength for the 2025 season didn't come from the spotlight of the draft or from multi-million-dollar off-season contracts. It came from the shadows. 7 unexpected pieces, overlooked by franchises, now don the purple and gold, with a role that promises much more than just filling roster space. What did these players do to convince the coaches? What kind of impact can they really make? And what does this reveal about the behind-the-scenes nature of this team's construction? Stay until the end, because this story could change the way you see the Vikings' future. Be sure to hit the like button, and if you're a passionate Vikings fan, write SKOL Vikings. It's not often you see the future of an NFL roster shaped from the shadows of the draft board, but that's exactly what's happening right now in Minnesota. And if you're a Vikings fan wondering who's lighting the fire behind this unexpected talent surge, look no further than General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Whether you love his bold, analytics-based approach or still question his draft day decisions, one thing is becoming crystal clear. When it comes to unearthing undrafted free agent gold, Kwesi is playing chess while the rest of the league is still fiddling with checkers. This year, 7 UDFAs made the Vikings' 53-man roster. Let that sink in. 7 players who weren't even picked in the draft clawed their way into one of the most competitive rosters in the NFC North. And each one of them has a story that's worth your full attention, because these aren't just roster fillers. They're making noise, proving people wrong, and in some cases, looking like future stars. We kick things off with Max Brosmer, quarterback, Minnesota native, and easily the most talked about UDFA this offseason. This guy didn't just show up, he showed out. Through the preseason, Brosmer demonstrated a rare blend of poise and anticipation in the pocket, coupled with sharp decision-making and a touch that's already turning heads in the quarterback room. 364 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a passer rating of 91.8, all while dealing with multiple drops that would have made those numbers even better. But here's the kicker, Brosmer went undrafted. Let that sit with you. Quarterbacks with lesser tape were taken in the 6th and 7th rounds, yet Brosmer slipped through all 7 rounds untouched. It's one of the biggest draft day mysteries this year, and one that Vikings fans should be thanking the football gods for. Because this guy? He looks like a legit QB2 in the making. Maybe more. Now, flip the script to the most unexpected name to crack the 53, Chaz Chambliss. Edge rusher. Georgia product. And a guy most analysts thought had zero shot at making it past final cuts. Especially with other names like Gabe Murphy in the mix. But Chambliss brought something different to the table, special teams value and relentless motor. His preseason stats won't blow you away, 62.8 overall PFF grade, 56.5 pass rush, but his impact was clear on tape. He flashed. He hit. He hustled. And he earned it. That edge room is deep, no doubt. But Chambliss is exactly the kind of player who forces coaches to find a helmet for him on Sundays. Then there's Joe Huber, offensive guard. And if you want the textbook definition of earning your shot in the NFL, this is your guy. Huber wasn't just solid, he was one of the highest graded guards in the entire preseason, 74.1 overall, with a stunning 88.6 run blocking grade over 185 snaps. That's not a fluke. That's a guy who's making a case to be a rotational piece, if not more, on what might be one of the most underrated O-lines in the NFL. Think about it, Darsaw, Cleveland, Bradbury, Ingram, O'Neal, and behind them, a backup unit of Skule, Brendel, Jurgens, Huber, and Rouse. That's depth. Real depth. Now let's move to the trenches on the other side. Elijah Williams. Defensive tackle. Preseason disruptor. And maybe the hidden gem of this entire UDFA class. His ability to two-gap, shed blocks, and collapse the pocket from the interior is rare for a rookie. He posted an 80.4 PFF grade with a 78.3 pass rush rating, and did it in a healthy 79 snap sample size. With Jalen Redmond projected to start at nose tackle, Williams is going to rotate in, and don't be surprised if he ends up with a bigger role than expected. He's got that kind of upside. And then there's Miles Price, wide receiver from Indiana. Or maybe more accurately, punt return specialist. He won't see much action in the WR rotation, especially with Addison, Naylor, and Felton in the pecking order. But special teams? That's where he made his mark. He had explosive punt returns during the preseason, several of which got called back due to penalties, but the juice is there. The Vikings saw it. They didn't want to risk losing it. Ben Urasek is another name you need to file away. Tight end. Also out of Georgia. He had a camp battle with 6th-round pick Gavin Bartholomew and came out the other side with a roster spot. Big frame. Explosive traits. If Hawkinson or Oliver go down, Urasek is ready to slide in. And finally, Austin Keys. Old school linebacker. Thumper. Special teams demon. The Vikings shocked some when they kept 5 linebackers, but Keys forced their hand. He plays like a throwback and hits like a freight train. And don't forget, this all started last year with Ivan Pace Jr., the blueprint of the modern Vikings UDFA success story. At this point, it's not a fluke. It's a pattern. A 12.5% pattern. Because that's the percentage of this roster made up of UDFAs. Let that number linger in your mind for a second. Before we dive deeper into how these UDFAs fit into the bigger puzzle of Minnesota's evolving identity, I want to hear from you. Which one of these undrafted guys has you most excited? Is it Brosmer's arm? Williams' trench work? Or maybe Price's game-breaking return ability? Drop your thoughts in the comments. When you zoom out and really examine what's happening in Minnesota, this UDFA phenomenon is more than just roster building. It's identity shaping. It's cultural. Because for every flashy draft pick or high-priced free agent, there's a Max Brosmer or an Elijah Williams clawing their way into the conversation, not with headlines, but with hustle. This roster doesn't just have 1 or 2 underdog stories, it's built on them. Adam Thielen may be the crown jewel of UDFA success in franchise history, but now there's a second wave rising. Ryan Wright, Dwight McLaughlin, Bo Richter, all undrafted. All now integral parts of the team. And with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah at the helm, it's starting to feel like these stories are no longer surprises. They're expectations. And here's the twist, the Vikings aren't just doing this out of necessity. They've spent significant money on the 2025 roster. They're not bargain shopping out of desperation, they're strategically exploiting market inefficiencies. And when those overlooked players hit, it makes everything else, your stars, your depth, your special teams, so much stronger. Let's be clear, most teams might keep 1 or 2 UDFAs. 7? That's a signal. That's confidence in your scouting, in your development, in your culture. The locker room isn't just filled with talent, it's filled with guys who've had to prove it every single snap. So as training camp dust settles and week 1 looms, the big question isn't if these UDFAs can contribute, it's how much and how soon. Will Brosmer push for legit backup reps? Can Elijah Williams become a rotation disruptor? Will Price break one in the return game when it matters most? One thing's certain, these players are not here to watch. They're here to change games. And maybe, just maybe, this group ends up defining the 2025 Vikings in ways nobody saw coming. Now it's your turn. Drop a like if you're hyped about the underdog energy running through this team. Smash that subscribe button to stay locked in on every twist, every breakout, every moment of this Vikings journey. And let us know in the comments, who's your favorite UDFA on this squad? We'll be reading every take. This is just the beginning. Let's ride this wave together. SKOL Vikings!